What's good, squad? What's good, family? It's your girl Kaylee, the boss, and welcome back to the corner. How y'all doing this evening? So I'm back for the first time in a while on my original posting days, and that's because I have something special for you all today. Okay, it's in the spirit of boss behavior. So in case y'all forgot, for those who are new as well, this podcast started as a random live session for business owners and independent music artists. Just a space here to come and de-stress and bounce ideas off of each other, and at the end of the day, promote. So I am a fan of promoting unity, friendship, and ambitious attitudes. Y'all know that's my favorite word, ambition, and everything regarding business matters. So most importantly, we definitely promote consistency, staying the course, and staying on top of the goal. So I am thankful when I meet new people with that same energy and mindset. So I appreciate and I'm so thankful for Auntie Omega Mother Seal. Yes, yes, yes. She made a way for me to meet this new boss that we're about to spotlight today in the corner. But before we do, you already know what to do. Comment, subscribe, like it, and subscribe, and let me know you're in the corner for us this evening. Okay. So yeah, without further ado, I'm bringing on our new boss, Queen Consuela Nicole, and I did say that correctly.
You sure did. Good evening, good evening, good evening, Consuela. It is. How are you doing this evening, beautiful?
I am great. How are you?
You know what? I'm in Southern California. I cannot complain today. We got that
Hello.
sunshine and we still got sunlight over here.
I love it. I
I had to
definitely
get up
love
and
it.
close the curtains and the blinds, you
Oh
know.
wow. See, that's
Yeah.
you come prepared. Come prepared.
Yes, yes, yes. I am definitely excited to be here today.
It's amazing. I love when I get new enthusiastic bosses onto the corner. So I thank you for carving out some time for us this evening.
You are very, very welcome.
Definitely, definitely. So this is my favorite part of the segment. One of them. I like to do icebreakers for the new faces that come on, so that we can, just get into good conversations smoothly. So we're gonna
Okay.
get into some icebreakers. We're gonna do the TikTok trend of put a finger down if, and
Ooh.
and I can already tell that you're probably an extrovert spirit, especially with your line of business. So in the spirit of extrovertness, put a finger down.
We doing 5 or 10. We doing 5 or 10.
Let's do 10. Let's do 10.
Okay. What we
Okay,
got?
put a finger down if you tend to think out loud. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Put a finger down if you thrive in team settings.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Put a finger down if you talk more than you listen.
Actually, I don't.
I don't either. Like I'm very observant, so okay,
Yes.
okay. Put a finger down. If you're energized by the presence of people.
Yes, that I am.
Okay, okay. Put a finger down if you have a large friend associate circle.
Mm-mm.
No new friends. No new
There-
friends.
no. Well, see, because there's a difference, and we can talk about it. There's a difference
Hello,
between friends and associates. So
hello.
I have a large associate circle, but that
Ah,
friend circle, yeah, is a little intimate. But go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Okay, we got some love in here today. Yeah, yeah, okay. We got a few yes, yes, and nopes. All right. Put a finger down if you don't mind the spotlight. Okay, okay.
I take a camera all day.
And put a finger down if you can generate small talk wherever you go.
Absolutely. Can I get two for that? I'm just
Hello?
saying. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
okay. So I kind of played the middle portion. So that
Okay.
tells me that you have a nice balance of introvert extrovert.
I do. I do. But it's also one of those of when I'm done because wherever I am, I'm gonna leave it all on the table.
Hello?
So I get back home, don't call me, don't knock on my door, don't try to FaceTime me or video. You may get a text message reply, but
Definitely needs to unplug. I like it. And we're gonna get into that a little bit more in just a second. So, all
okay.
right, I think we're a little warmed up here. Warmed up here.
Yeah.
So, let the people know who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Well, I am Consuela Nicole, your favorite life balance author and confidence coach. I am here in the wonderful state of California. I'm in Southern California to be exact, right? Never tell the phrase of it never rains in Southern California. That went out the window this year because we didn't had all kind of weather. I am a author, speaker, life balance, confidence coach, and a talk show host. My primary mission is to assist teen girls to the well-seasoned woman with removing the masks and chains of limitations. You know, the ones that you've placed upon yourself, but most importantly, those that society has placed upon you and what has been passed down from generation to generation. So it's time to remove those masks and break those chains.
Hello, hello. I love it. I love it. So
Yes.
many times I have been told you can't do this. You're not supposed to be into this, and you're not supposed to do that. So I applaud you for being out there telling these young girls and the women who still hear
Oh,
it to this day, telling them that they cannot. Who are you to tell me that I can't? My
oh,
favorite
my
phrase
favorite
is
phrase.
watch me
Uh-uh. But it
work.
runs in the family. But let me tell you why it's gonna stop with you. Let me
Mm.
tell you what else is gonna start running in your family because you're about to create new traditions. You're trying to create new things that's gonna run in the family, and that's why I come into play to make you a
Hello.
little uncomfortable, shake things up a little bit.
I like it. Good conversation. Okay, so I also see that you are one a part of Miss Mother Seal's Women's Business Leaders and Entrepreneurs
I
pageant.
am, and I'm trying to save that so it'll have its own separate intro. So
Yeah.
besides of what I do, I also wear a crown, right? But
Yes.
it's kind of big, so it wouldn't fit in your frame. So we do have the banner here, right? Hold on,
Okay.
we're gonna give her a little airplay, right? Where
Come
she go?
on.
This is the current title, right?
Yes.
Miss WBLEP International Queen
Hello.
2023. But let me tell you where it started.
Tell me.
I am always going to be Miss No More Limits because that's what I do. It's all about living life with no more limits, flaws and all. I competed in 2022 and
Okay.
won the title of Miss MSWBLEP 2022 and went back to crown my successor and was crowned WBLEP International Queen because
Oh.
this queen gets passport stamps, and it's time for a few more stamps, right? So we about to do some things across the water. So I'm definitely excited, about what is to come for WBLEP. And for those that don't know, WBLEP is an acronym that stands for Women Business Leader and Entrepreneurial System. It's not all about beauty. It's about the man or the woman, because we do have some men on there too now,
That's
right?
right.
Who can articulate the who, what, when, where, how, and why of their business or leadership skills.
That's right. And if everybody tuned in when Auntie Omega was on, she gave us the rundown of all of them.
Yes.
And I love it. Like, who would have thought, like, when she first mentioned that she was a pageanteer, I definitely thought beauty until she broke it down for me. And I was like, that is so unique because it aligns. We definitely found alignment in what we do.
Oh, yeah.
I like to work with
Guaranteed.
business owners and help them build. Who would have thought to bring it into competition mode to make you work even harder?
Absolutely. And that's what it's all like. It crowned the first um man, the
Mm.
our first king, right?
Yes.
Matter of fact, that's the business launcher that's on here now, King Roy.
Hello.
We call him King Roy, right? Known to the world as Dr. Roy Johnson Jr.
Dr.
So
Roy.
he is our first and inaugural king of men business leaders and entrepreneurial pageant system.
Love it.
Hmm.
Love it. So with you, what has been the number one lesson you've learned being a part of the leadership pageant?
Being a part of WBLEP, the Well, the biggest thing that stands out to me is the camaraderie and the family connection. Because if I would have told you, or if you would have told me in 2022 that Dr. Johnson and I would be like brothers and sisters and thicks and thieves, I wouldn't have believed you, because his sister, his blood sister, and I was in competition,
Oh
right?
wow.
Right. So we was on opposite sides, but when we left Orlando, Florida that day, we left as a whole new family,
Mm,
right? And on top of that, because of that camaraderie, one of my closest sister friends who was on the East Coast, who is the 2023 Ultimate Queen, Miss Monica Green,
right.
um, who is also on here today. We have bonded in so many ways that our network has grew our
Mm,
network, because we've been able to collaborate and meet other people that we probably would not have met if it wasn't for the WBLEP stage.
hello. I love it.
Hmm.
And I thrive to help my clients realize that as well. It's room for everybody, and it works better when you work as a unit, when you have a circle of people who
Absolutely.
understand it. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
And there's enough lives to change for everybody.
I
Everybody.
agree.
It's enough lives, because if I can't do it, baby, look, you not the client for me, but I have someone else in my network that got you covered. Let me make that connection for you.
That's right. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So that sounds like a monumental moment as well. But let's elaborate a little bit more. What's another monumental moment you've had with the organization?
um, it's the fact that I was able to take my business to stages and platforms that I may not have connected with outside of that pageant system. Yes, I travel internationally. I travel state to state for my own business. I travel, right? But
Hmm.
there are times where you need to be put in certain places in order to meet certain people. And during this reign, and I'm gonna back up just a tad bit, I went to Orlando to crown my successor.
Hmm.
In the midst of doing that, I was crowned WBLEP International Queen.
Right.
I did that without a voice.
Mm.
For about 6 months, I could only talk 30 minutes out of the day because of crushed vocal cords.
Oh
And
wow.
for everyone that was there, right, when I didn't have a voice, they stood up for me. They spoke for me. And a lot of them was like, "We need you to shut up because you sounding like Minnie Mouse." So
Right. Right.
it turned into a family affair. There are so many different areas and aspects of it, right? That it's just hard to pinpoint just one.
Okay. Listen, that in itself speaks volumes about the
Hmm.
characters of those involved.
Right.
That's monumental when you have something going on personally that they stand up and stand in the gap for you. That's
Absolutely.
powerful. That's
Baby,
powerful.
they stood in the gap. They went into prayer closets. Look, look, we did it all. And I love it because this pageant is not all beauty. And I went in with scars that I did not want to have covered, because
Mm,
that was now part of my testimony. If it was a traditional pageant system, I would have had to cover that scar. And that's
right,
not who I am.
right.
My,
I will.
my testimony and why I now speak with you today.
Yes, that's authentic. Is growth.
Yes.
Is everything. Is definitely a testimony for others that
Oh,
you can
absolutely.
be in business and still have, like you said, that camaraderie, that support that you need, even when you
Absolutely.
feel out of place sometimes. Dang,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, I want to get into you as an author. So tell
Yes.
me, tell us about your latest book. What or your latest piece? What are we writing? What have we written?
So the book that's out now is called No More Limits. It's a 30-day journey on reclaiming back your time. Matter of fact, that's that book that's sitting right there, right? It can be
Hello.
found on my website. And it's all about getting back to who you are and answering that question of who are you, right? So most people, when you ask them, well, who are you? The first thing they say, speaking from a woman's point of view, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a girlfriend,
Mhm.
I am a manager. They start listing job titles and things of that nature. Okay, when you take off all them hats,
Mhm.
who are you?
That's right.
Right? So that's what this journey is all about. So that book takes you through a 30-day journey on reclaiming your time. And I also have 5 journals that I've authored, and they all have a different writing prompt because even though we love technology, myself included, I believe in the power of the pen and paper.
That's
This is
right.
actually one of my journals, right? And I use my own. I use my own product, right? So I am my first own ambassador. I talk about myself. I wear my own things, and I use my own products. And journaling to me is very, very important because we got to get it from here and on paper. The reason I love the pen and paper aspect is because if I'm having a bad day and I'm dropping tears, that paper is going to pick up those tears. If I'm typing on my tablet, I can delete that whole page like it ain't never existed.
Right.
When that time comes and I am no longer walking on earth, I want those following behind me to have a footprint literally of my journey. So that dash in between the date I got here and the date I left, they will be able to tell my entire story
Mm,
without having any questions. And it's going to show that I lived a long life, a productive life, a life of ups, downs, trials, and tribulations. So, because
no,
I'm definitely going to keep it transparent. And I am working on some other books, and we're going to have to come back for that one. But I
definitely.
also recently started what I call, so I have one of the lines I have. So the book line is No More Limits. The other line I have is called Beautifully Flawed Experience, right? That is
Mm,
a group setting where instead of working individually, where I can coach you individually or come in and do your corporate training individually, we have our group settings. And this is something that I also take from state to state, and it's called the Beautifully Flawed Experience because as women, we need to see that there's other women going through what it is that we're dealing with. You are not, even though you may feel like you are the only one, right?
mhm.
Getting you connected to other women that have or that's going through something similar for you to understand, even though we live in a world that praises the beautiful and shuns the flawed, not many take into account those who are beautifully flawed, right? So,
Right.
with that being said, I recently just also launched the Beautifully Flawed lip gloss line, and it
Okay.
consists of 5 colors only.
Mm,
Color number 1 is acceptance. It's the 5 things that every woman need to have on when she walk out the door. She need that acceptance to understand no matter what room she walk in, she's going to walk in like she is accepted there no matter what no one says, right?
right.
The other one is confidence. You're going to walk out and wear everything with confidence. Good, bad,
Mm,
and different, rain, slow, sneak, whatever. You're going to wear it with confidence and you're going to wear it with pride. You're going to have your power color, right? Because no matter who you are or what you do, you need to walk in your power. You have intentional because you need to be intentional about everything that you do, what you wear, what you eat, what you allow to enter your physical. You need to be intentional about that just as much as you need to be intentional about the words that come out of your mouth because baby, they can come right back to you, right? And the favorite of all is queen because every woman is a queen, no matter her age or anything of that nature. You need to be a queen of yourself before anybody else can accept you as the queen that you are.
I love this. And when is this line dropping so that I can get my
It
edition?
actually just recently dropped, and you and your clients and your followers can find it on my website, consuelanicole.com. As a matter of fact, you can find everything about me right there on ConsuelaNicole.com across all social media platforms. If you put up Consuela Nicole, trust me, I'm the only one that look like me.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello. We got socials
yeah,
down here. Please go find her. That is an amazing line with great meaning because we all
absolutely.
second guess ourselves sometimes, and it can weigh on us throughout the day, and it can last weeks, months, years, and we
But you know
need those
why?
reminders.
You know why I do that, right?
Why?
Because society said you shouldn't be this confident looking like that. Society told me I need to be behind a wall because I'm not a size 4. Says who? I don't
Mm,
want to look like you. I don't want to look like the next person or the next, right?
that's
That
right.
wonderful bloodline family, we love them, right? We love them, but
Mm-hmm.
family traditions are meant to be changed,
Say that.
right? Just because great grandma and them didn't do it, don't mean I
Mean that.
can't do it,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
grandma and my mom only showed us or taught us what they knew that worked in their time system, right?
Right.
But what they taught me is not going to work for my kids because times have changed.
Listen.
And it's definitely not going to work for my grandson. So I need to expect that my daughter's going to have to change some things when she's teaching my grandson, right? So that's it
Right.
all ties back into living life with no more limits, flaws and all. So I'm not just talking the talk, I walk the walk. And me and my family
Say that.
are a perfect picture of what I teach other people.
Love it. Love it. Okay, more so into this writing journey because I,
Yeah.
I I love I love getting into people's minds when it comes to creativeness. I was an
Okay.
English major going into college. So what is
Okay.
your writing process like? Like I know I'm one of those people. I have notebooks, but I also have notes in my phone, so I can wake up in the middle of the night and just start jotting. What is your process?
So I keep a journal in every room. So I have one here for show, but I have one down here out of camera view that has all kinds of stuff in it. I have one that stays in my purse when I'm out and about, and I have one on my nightstand. So when I get them thoughts in the middle of the night. Now, if I'm out where I can't pull out my tablet, I will pick up my phone and jot something down real quick.
Right.
And when it's time to elaborate, I will turn on some type of, depending on what's what's being written, I will turn on some music of some sort, grab a glass, and just let it flow. A lot of the times when I'm writing, it doesn't necessarily make sense, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm just trying to get it from here to on
Exactly.
paper. And then I'll go back and kind of put it together and piece it together. And uh, if I showed you the box that I have over there now, you gonna do like my brother said. It's like, what you waiting on to publish it? It ain't time. I think I
Hey,
got about 2 or 3 stories over there. It ain't time.
timing is everything. Time
Yeah,
listen, I told Auntie Omega, I said, "I have been sitting on my last music project for a couple years now." She was like, "Imma give you this time limit, and you had already set a date." So,
yeah,
I feel like this year is the year.
yeah.
So,
It
I
is,
get it.
and
I
it's
get
coming. See, look at them. Your book is in the incubator. It is, but it ain't time yet. It ain't time yet.
it.
There's still some, and I say that because, right, I'm talking now, but I'm going through this journey of not having a voice. So May
Mm,
19th of 2023,
let's
I
get
had a
into
full
it.
thyroidectomy where they went in and removed my entire thyroid gland. Let me say this. I have no health issues. I didn't have any health issues. My thyroid gland was working perfectly. However, it decided to grow, and it grew to the size of 14 centimeters. So
Mm,
every time, and I spoke for a living, even then, I was a corporate trainer. I speak for a living. So I'm speaking 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Without
right.
a voice, I can't work. I literally gave birth out of my neck on May 19th. We did not understand or did not know how much damage was done until he took it out and he brought me back. I came out of anesthesia and he was like, we don't understand how you got a voice because your vocal cords are completely crushed.
Whoa.
Right. So We went through a few weeks of the swelling going down, and I was like, dude, where I can't talk. We got a problem with this.
Yes.
And it was a slow process. And even now, uh, the left vocal cord works perfect. She does what she do. That right one is like, nope, we ain't going
Mm,
nowhere. Nope, we need you to be quiet. Okay, we'll work today. Okay, we worked enough. We don't want to work no more. Right. So
right.
because I haven't reached that year mark yet, it'll be a year May 19th. When that
Mm,
year mark come along, I will then be able to tell that journey, right?
right.
Because, and I say that because no matter what you do, well, when I looked at it, right, when I was going through the beginning process and I did all the research and all the looking up and the TikToks and the YouTubes and all this other stuff, I couldn't
Mhm.
find nobody like me that went through this process.
Exactly.
Right. So there's still a lot being built up to this, but baby, when that testimony come, I'm screaming it from the rooftop.
Hello.
I'm screaming it from the rooftop because I learned during that moment. I call that my moment in season of silence and pause because I had no choice but to be silent. Right. I was sat down
Definitely.
and I learned then that just because I don't have a voice didn't mean I couldn't be heard.
Mm, that's a word. That's a
Yes, it
word.
is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but that keeps coming out of my mouth quite a bit. So I'm gonna have to do something with it.
We're gonna hold on to it, and I can't wait to read. I can't wait to read whatever you have coming next for this.
Yes.
My apostle actually prophesied over me as well. He told me I was gonna write a book because I'm gonna need some tips because I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. And he was
Just
like,
do it.
your testimony as well. So I think alignment, I'm finding plenty alignment when it comes to things like this. Like you said, there are a lot of people out there with similar issues, but you have yet to find someone exactly like yours. Me,
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't know where it came from, but the doctor told me I was born with a hole in my brain.
Okay.
I thought I had sinus issues for the longest, but it was not that. It was due to that hole in my brain from being a very small baby that no one found until now,
Right.
and my spinal fluid was flowing through my nose, and he was like, "Thank God that you did not catch bacterial meningitis," and it like I caught it,
Right.
yeah, and thank God that I have all my functions and nothing went wrong for 32
Amen.
years. So I'm cured now. Like
Oh,
so
baby, you got a whole testimony to entire. So we gonna have to get. So let me tell you, I also birthed out of this a
yeah.
new talk show called "What's in Your Cup Conversations."
Yes.
This
And I want
is
to talk about
not
that too.
your standard talk show, and we are not talking about just your cup you drinking
Cup,
out of. You know, we talk about
right?
that too, right?
Yeah.
We talk
Hello.
about your physical cup, your mental cup, right? Where you feel our cups are filled with so much stuff
Mm,
that we don't have room to grow. And we're in a
yeah.
time of society right now where we see the beginning of someone's journey and we see the highlight where they done made it, but no one talks about the hills and the valleys and the trials and tribulations in between time. That's what we talk about on What's in Your Cup Conversations, where we
Right?
get to the nitty, the gritty, the transparent. And we had a show last night where people was crying, and I'm like, okay, we're not gonna have my eyeballs sweating, y'all. We're not gonna do that, but we're gonna have to get you on to tell your testimony, like real
Listen,
talk.
I am ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Yes, yes,
So definitely,
absolutely,
I feel like the Lord definitely aligns things so that you can get to hear other people's stories as well and their testimonies as well. So you can definitely don't feel like you are alone in the process. So I appreciate you sharing your testimony, part of your testimony on the platform here.
absolutely. You are very welcome.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, in the process of your writings,
Mhm.
who has been some of your inspirations?
Ooh, you know what? To be honest, most of my inspiration um, came from my grandmother first and foremost, right? She is no longer here. She gained her wings um, 21 years ago, 22 years ago.
Okay.
Um,
So,
my grandmother was my best friend, and we also shared a birthday. So that didn't make,
oh,
right.
yeah.
So, but there was some things that she instilled in me, and that's what started me to writing, right?
Mm,
Because I didn't want to ever forget the things that she shared with me.
right.
Um, and as I was writing them and just holding on to them, because I never knew what I was supposed to do with these journals. I never knew what I was supposed to do with these
Mhm.
writings. And thanks to the power of social media, I met a young lady by the name of Jessica Rowe. And she asked me, she said, when you gonna put that out for the world to see? And I was like, I'm not. She said, but you should. But we had a whole conversation. And she was like, it's time for a come to Jesus conversation with you. And
Mhm.
me and her sat down and just pounded it out. And I was like, okay, maybe you're right. And maybe a few weeks after that conversation with her, I pulled out some of my beginning journals and was like, wow, okay, well, we're going to do this first one and see how that worked.
Right.
And even now she's asking, she's like, so when you gonna put your next one out? I don't know. And I don't want to have this conversation with you. So
Listen, it's good to have friends like that who keep you accountable and on the track of, like I said, ambition and goals. Like a lot of people
right,
will be like, okay, I think you've done enough, but the ones who are like, come on, let's do some more, let's do some more. I love it.
right.
I
They're
love
gonna push you. Let's go, right? But they
it.
also hold you, but those are true friends, right? Those are the
Right.
ones. I'm gonna need the business launcher LLC to go somewhere. I'm gonna need you. So
He said
you
there is
know,
still more
those
within you.
right. Those are the friends that you can count on that's gonna pull your coattail. Like, Consuela, no ma'am, right? Or they're gonna come back and be like, hey, what you doing? But
Right.
they're also not gonna agree with everything that you say. They're
Boom.
not your yes man or your yes woman. You guys will be able to agree to disagree. Y'all gonna have to compromise on some things and things of that nature. That's one of the big differences about having a friend and an associate. I can have all the associates in the world,
Right.
right? But that group of friends where you can sit at a table and have a working session and you can bounce ideas off of, and you know it's going to stay at that table until you make that announcement. Those are friends. Those are
That's
the
right.
accountability circles that you need in your circle at your table.
I agree wholeheartedly. That has helped me along my journey with distinguishing how far I can go with certain people. When you
Yeah.
get offended when I hold you accountable for something that you said you wanted, then that
Right.
that become that becomes a problem. So I pull back. I pull back and I label you as such. Those who push me and keep me accountable, even when I mess up, I
Right.
look within and try to fix. I like that. And they look within and fix. So we can easily correct each other and keep each other on the straight and narrow. So
Yep.
that means more to me because you're looking after what's in my best interest while I'm looking at what's best for yours as well. So
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I
it
agree.
gets
And I
real
love
in
it.
some of these
I'm here for
circles.
it. Ooh, that's an understatement, baby. That's an understatement. Because there has been some times I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you right now. I don't want to
Right?
talk to you. And they
I
be
don't want
like,
to
okay,
hear
I'll
that.
call you back in 30 minutes.
I'm
So
still gonna tell you.
yeah, yeah. So, and but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And the growth from it all is is exceptional. It's
Yeah.
exceptional. And I'm definitely in a season of growth, a season of elevation. And I know I cannot do it without my intimate circle of accountability partners. And the thing about having friends and accountability, and this is something you may know or something your listeners may need to understand, you
Mhm.
don't have to have just one accountability partner.
Mm,
You can have accountability partners for different areas of your life because you need that,
exactly.
right? I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a life balance and confidence coach, right? I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a talk show host. I'm a mom. I'm all these different things. But guess what? I have a business coach. I have an accountability coach. I have
Yes.
a mentor. I have a personal coach. But most importantly, I also have a therapist.
Hello.
So, and when I tell people that, they be like, "You what, baby? Look, even a
Yes.
motivator needs motivation."
Exactly. My coworker and I, we always say, like, we have to put on our counselor's hat a lot, but
Yep.
counselors need counselors too.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
okay to
Yes.
outsource. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for insight. You cannot
Yep.
do it alone.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
So I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad. That is a constant
Absolutely.
reminder. It's okay to not be able to handle it all yourself.
Correct.
It's okay
Correct.
to let go. It's okay to
Yep.
leave it alone for a little bit.
It's okay to walk away. And one thing, every coach needs a coach. Yes, we do. And I want to tell your listeners, right, that no matter what stage or season you in life, you do not have to accept every invitation given to you.
Boom.
It's okay to sit some things out. You don't have to go to every function. You don't have to go to every get together. Heck, you don't have to answer every phone call.
Hmm.
Take some time for you and do what you need for you. It's okay to sit some things out. It really is.
And
Because
I always
if they're
say,
your true friends, they gonna come back again.
hello. And to add
Hmm.
to it, it does not always have to be in a hurry. It's
Right.
okay to strategically plan so that you don't burn yourself out. And if you have a team, you don't want to burn them out either because you're in such a hurry. Like it's
Correct.
okay to plan appropriately.
Yes, because your emergency does not make it an emergency for me, and vice versa. I cannot
Boom.
expect you to drop everything you're doing, because I didn't plan properly. So, absolutely, I agree with that.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so I want you to put your coach's hat on for a bit and let's get into it a little bit.
Gotcha.
So let's see where I have it here. So we know confidence and life balance is your jam. I
Yes,
think one of my first episodes was about work life balance and just trying to find that balance. How do
yes.
you do it?
Well, it's simple. Well, it wasn't simple when I first started. It's simpler now because my children are grown. My son is 21. My daughter will be 31 in a few weeks, but my daughter doesn't live with me. She has her own place with my grandson. But
Okay.
when they were both in the house and both younger, I made it a point that they understood which day was mommy's busy day at work, right? Because I also had, at the time, I had a corporate job and my business. So they needed to understand at that time it was Mondays. Mondays was always my busy day. So on Mondays when mommy walked through the door, don't bombard me with mama we need, mama we need, mama we need.
Ooh.
That's when mama gon' fuss, mama gonna get angry, all of that. So you have to be able to set those boundaries and have those transparent conversations first with the people under the same roof so everyone understands, right?
Right.
And doing that, that left that time for me to, you know, release whatever went on out in the world that day. So if at that point I had my cup of coffee or my cup of wine, if it was late at night, because
Right.
I'm 49, I can do that, right?
Hello.
It was and a bag of gummy bears or gummy worms. That was my vice. So my kids knew that, okay, let mama redo what she need to do, because
Right.
they knew that on Fridays and Saturdays, They had my time, especially when they was in school, because of all the different activities and things of that nature. So it's all about making sure your home life knows, and everything else need to take a back seat. You pay that cell phone bill, right? You don't have to answer every call. You don't have to respond to every text, not right away. Take some time, ponder over it, and if it needs your attention, then it needs your attention. For those of you that, and you included, right, not knowing what your home life is and things of that nature, one of the things that I tell my clients, if you haven't gotten to the point yet where you can balance out everything at home, sit in your car for extra 30 minutes,
Oh,
right? If
those are
you
the
are
best.
traveling by public transportation, walk a little slower to get home when you get off the bus, right? Change your route when you're going home. When all else fails, go to the bathroom, turn on the shower, and lean against the shower wall for like 15 minutes. Like literally
Mm,
lean against the, put your forehead against the shower wall and just let the water, you can get in fully clothed if you want to, but just let your head lean on that shower wall, and it allows yourself to rejuvenate even a little bit before you tackle. Because what I realize is we as humans, if we don't practice it enough, we bring the trials and tribulations of the outside world back home. And that's where home dysfunction starts.
mm,
My kids shouldn't have to take the brunt of something my supervisors or my coworkers or some disgruntled somebody did there for me to bring it home. Why am I
right,
fussing at you and you have no idea what I'm talking about?
right.
Right? So that's what worked for me. So in my book, I actually do give different ways of things to try. And one of those things, I'm gonna ask you this. What's your favorite song? What's that one song, no matter what you doing, you gonna sing it at the top of your lungs like you the one who wrote it?
Listen, oh, as a music person, a lot of them, but I like what's his name? Kenny Lattimore. What is it? He's like, you can love me back.
Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
right.
Yeah,
So I tell my clients, put that on your phone, right? So the moment you feel like something is going left, put it on, let it play, and let it play until it bring you back to where you need to be, right? Let your
yeah.
kids know, or let your house, if it's a significant other, whoever in your house, right? Let them know when they hear that song, leave me alone until it go off.
Right, right.
That's where it all starts. Let them know this is your cue to know. Leave me alone until it go off.
Okay. I can see that. Like I have to
Mm-hmm.
be quiet, and that's me in the morning as well. I need the
Okay.
quiet first, or most times I'll have like headphones on just to give me a break and get me out of the world for a minute. So
Right. Right.
create my own little
Exactly.
atmosphere in here first before I can, get
Tackle
out and
anything else.
yeah.
Yep.
So I get it. Yeah. Somebody said safety net and a safety zone.
Yes.
Correct. Correct.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, okay. So we talk about confidence a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's your thing. A lot of us struggle with that in at some point of our lives. Me personally, I wore a jacket, a coat, well, a little windbreaker every day in high school because I was ashamed of these. I didn't want anybody to see these. It could be hot,
Wow.
and I wore my windbreaker jacket every day because kids are cruel. They
Yeah.
pick at little things, and that made me self conscious. Love them now. I love them
Right.
now,
Yeah. Right. But
but
then you didn't. Right.
I did not. So confidence, like what would you instruct for somebody reaching to find their inner confidence?
First, we would actually talk about what confidence mean to you, right? And then what confidence look like to you. Um, Once we find out or figure out and pull back the layers of what confidence look like to you, we would find those things about yourself that you are absolutely in love with.
Mm,
And we will continue to highlight those things and while you work on those areas that you are uncomfortable with, right? People look at me all day long like, you are the most confident person that I know. You don't have any issues. Yes, I do. My biggest issue is my arms. I got more bat wings than you can't see it because the shirt I got. Look, I
showing
got put it all out
the
there. I got more
yeah,
bat wings than a little bit, right? But everything else I love about me. And I'm going to highlight everything about me, including my thighs, right?
right?
But if you highlight the stuff that you love, it's going to take away the spotlight from everything that you don't.
Okay.
So if you're that person that don't like certain body parts, highlight other areas of your body parts. If you're someone that I unfortunately I had a client who didn't like the sound of her voice. Well,
Mm.
guess what? We got to talk about it. We're gonna talk and talk and talk. And by the time we finish, she loved everything about her voice. And one
Oh,
thing I tell people is everything you don't like about yourself, someone else is either praying for or paying for,
that's right.
right? So using myself as an example, I got a whole lot of junk in this trunk behind me.
Handy here.
Right. People losing their lives to get what got naturally, right?
Right?
What you didn't like before, people are losing their lives to get double of what you know what I mean? So
Right?
I start pointing these little things out and they're like, oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense. Right. I said, so stop keeping up with the Joneses,
Mm-hmm.
right? Stop letting social media tell you what you should be comfortable about because they're only giving you the highlights, right? They're telling you that you should have a certain car, you should have a certain type of house or this, that, and the third. But how do you know they got food in that house? How do you know they can make that car payment for that car they got? How do you
Right.
know they don't still have the tags on that dress that they floating around in on social media so they can take it
Say
back to
that.
the store next week?
Say that.
Right? So these are the things that I point out, and we do it together. So it's not that I'm talking to you; I'm talking with you, and we are pulling back these layers one at a time because we're gonna get to the root and the core of
Right.
each and every one of them.
So, wow. So that kind of answered my next question. It seems like it should be definitely a daily thing, just like we would have a routine for our
Mhm.
exercises and our meditation. It should definitely be a daily exercise for people to tap into those areas that they're a little insecure about
Absolutely.
and in heightening what they do feel comfortable with as well.
Absolutely. Guaranteed. There is no reason, rhyme or reason that you should go a day without loving on yourself. Right? Even if, oh, my makeup look good today. If you're not a makeup person, go buy you a new pair of earrings, right? Go get you a new lip gloss. You can get that from the website, but go get you a new lip gloss.
Hello.
Go do something new for you, right? I know times are hard and times are tough for everybody, but go do something for you where you can say, you know what? I did this for me today, and I feel doggone good about it.
That's right.
Every little bit helps. Every small step add up to the big picture. The big picture can always seem overwhelming because it's big, but if you break it down into small steps, it'll make more sense
That's
and
right.
it's
That's right.
obtainable.
That's right. Okay. So my last question in the coaches section.
Uh-huh.
What when did you realize coaching was a part of your why?
Um, Probably in 2008, I knew it, but I didn't know what it meant, right? I didn't know the extent of it all. Um, and I went to church one day and there was a prophet there. And someone I had never met, knew nothing about me, and they spoke something to me, and I didn't quite understand it at the time. And the very next day, a whole nother prophet said the exact same thing. And I
Mm,
was like, okay, Jesus, I don't know what you, okay. Right. And that's when I started thinking about it more. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And he was like, you're not doing what? Right. And that's when it all came to a head. And at first, I was doing it as more of a volunteer type of service, right? I was volunteering my time at group homes, at transitional homes,
okay.
um, reentry facilities, right? I was just doing everything for free.
Mm.
And when the time came, I was told it's time for you to monetize. You want me to do what?
What? Right?
You want me to pour into people for real, for real? So after laying on my face, like for real, laying on my face, and realizing how much I was changing people's lives, um, from the steps and the conversations and speaking to them, I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. And my message has always been the same: living life with no more limits, flaws and
Mm,
all.
I love it. And sometimes we try to stay away from what we're called to do. But he
Baby,
said otherwise. He said otherwise.
baby. He gonna let you get think you getting away, and he gonna tap you on the shoulder. You ready? You finished? Are you finished?
You finished or you done?
Right. There you go. Are you finished? Are you done? Right. Yeah. So I stopped running. We not running no more. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm speaking where I'm supposed to be speaking. I'm traveling where I'm supposed to be traveling. And when he say pack a bag, we pack a bag and we go where we're supposed to be going. Because
That's
I don't
right.
just work in my own zip code. I
Okay.
travels.
Fun question. What has been your favorite place to go coach at and visit?
Right now, I would actually say Bali, Indonesia.
Take me with you. Take me with you.
That was very, very fun. It was, and I loved every bit of it. And I look forward to going back,
All right.
on
Let
a
me know
few
when the
different
next one
places.
is.
Absolutely. That keep on.
For
I may have to
real.
do a special trip and take a special a group of ladies, and yeah, I may have to come up with some stuff. Don't play. See, business
Matter of
launcher, don't
fact,
you touch that business launcher. Go away. You did not hear nothing I just said. Cause see, he gonna try to hold me to that. We good.
hold
We
her
good.
to it and add me to the list. Hello.
Matter of fact, don't let Auntie Omega hear that either. Cause yeah, she gonna come back like,
She's gonna
remember
she
when
gonna
you
run it back.
said,
She gonna run
she
it
going,
back.
remember when you said, I know what I said. It just came
That's
out. It
right.
wasn't supposed to come out yet. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the motivational speaker hat as well. So favorite topic to speak on when you're out and about. What has been like the most impactful speaking engagement you can say comes from here?
When you feel like you are being overwhelmed
Mm.
because you just cannot take off your hat, I need you to remember the three P's. It's time for you to pause, pivot, and push. Right? See, there she is. See, she been sitting silent this whole time, and now she come out the woodwork. Okay, see, Okay, back to what I was saying. Right? Um, you have on all these hats, so when you get overwhelmed, you need to pause. I mean, not stop, but just pause for a
Take a
minute,
moment.
right? Take a moment, take a deep breath, and evaluate the entire situation that you are in: the good, the bad, the ugly, the big, the small, all of it. Once you evaluate it, you want to pivot, meaning you can adjust. It don't mean you have to just stop everything. You are just going to adjust, pivot, and maybe even do a small detour. And once you have a clear understanding of what that next step is, then you push when you are ready. Not
Ooh,
because somebody else told you that it's time. You push when you are ready. The only time you
you are
push
speaking to
when
my
you're not ready is when you giving birth to a child, because then that child tells you that they ready to come on out of there, right? But outside of that, when it's your life, you need to pause, pivot, and push when you are ready to do so.
pause, pivot, push. Oh
Push.
my goodness. You speaking
Mm-hmm.
to my soul right now because it's so hard for me to say when it's too much. And but I've been trying to, because I'm used to being this and that for everybody. But again,
Yeah.
I try to remind myself that I can't do it all alone. And if I
Right.
don't have the capacity for it, that's been my mantra all year. If I don't have the capacity
Okay.
for it, I just don't have the capacity for it. So I'm learning
Right.
to say no. I'm learning to pause, and I'm working
Yes.
on that. I'm working on that pivot.
Just don't get stuck. Just don't get people. Too many people take that pause as a stop.
No,
Now there is no time limit on that pause, because my pause was 6 months. Right. I was forced into that. Someone else's pause may be 3 months. Someone else's pause may be a year. It really depends on where you are and how much work you need to do or undo.
right.
Right. And then you have to write the vision and make it plain. Ain't that what the good book say?
Hello.
That's what you need to do on your pivot. So you have to make it clear and not just walk blindly.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So when you're out and about at these speaking engagements, I know I know there everybody has their own perspective, their point
Hmm.
of views, things that make up their culture and how they think. And that's been a thing in my life for the last couple months too.
Right.
What has been like the most problematic thing that you've run into, or the just the overall, I don't even want to say weirdness, but what is it? What is something that you've run into?
Well, when I go out and speak, I do a few different things, right?
Yeah.
And for one, I never travel alone. There's always someone with me. The majority of the time, it is my sister and my who happens to also be my personal assistant, right?
Okay.
Um, but one of the biggest, so I promote, of course, my businesses and things of that nature, but I also travel with a crown and banner. I don't look like your every average day queen, right?
Right.
So the question I get is, hey, where did you buy that from? I want to buy one from my daughter. Huh? Excuse me?
This is
Yeah,
earned.
the crown right there. Where did you buy that from? I said, okay, I want you to do me a favor. You see that table over there? You see quite a few crowns over there, right? She said, yeah. I didn't buy those, baby. I was on a stage and won those. People like me can do things like that.
Right.
What? You can? I said, let me, and I remember, and it happens more often than not, but I also use it as a teaching moment to let people know that there are pageants for everything. I am currently a part of a business pageant where we talk
Yeah.
about business. Yes, there are some prestigious beauty pageants that do business, beauty stuff. Most people don't understand that there are pageants for nurses and teachers and
Exactly.
veterans and all these other different things for people that don't look like the standard social media beauty queen.
Right.
And I have these conversations. All of them don't get as drastic as those, but I have that type of conversation each and every time. And I use it as an opening. Come here, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me school you on some things. And I normally always pick up a new client or two after that, because I don't understand how your confidence levels is so how it is. And you, I said, look like me. Hmm.
Mm.
Let me tell you about it. Hmm. So I use that as a, coaching style to open the door.
I love it. It sounds
Hmm.
like my mom, and we're gonna take it all the way back to like my middle school years. I'm so happy that like I'm so happy she was that person to tell me that I always could. Like now, that's one person that I know will always encourage me to do whatever my heart desire. And
Right.
I was miss of my junior high school, and somebody in my family it was like, oh, they voted for you as if my thickness, my
Baby.
chocolate could not. And yes, it was earned. It was earned. So
Yeah,
I'm glad that moment did not deter me from and take me away from doing
absolutely.
everything going forward.
Absolutely.
So definitely,
It's a
definitely.
beautiful thing. But
And
see,
again, like you
I'm a
said, the
disruptor.
teaching.
I'm a disruptor. I love ruffling feathers.
Yes.
I love, shaking things up, getting people out their comfort zone. That's what I do. I
Mm,
wouldn't be me if I wasn't.
love it. You sound look, I rock my different. That's why I used to say I rock my different differently.
Oh, I like that. I rock my
Yeah.
different differently. Okay. Okay. I like that.
So yeah. Definitely. Okay, well, what else do we have here? Um, so where do you find most of your speaking engagements? Like how do people connect with you and invite you along the journeys?
Um, a lot of it actually comes from word of mouth, first and foremost.
Okay.
Um, because I do a lot in different communities. And I
Okay.
connect with different communities, no matter if it's, like I mentioned, transitional home for women, reentry programs, churches, nonprofit groups. I put myself and connect with these individuals. And as much as we all have a love hate relationship for social media. Social media right now is still your friend. So you have to not just be on social media, you have to be able to engage and have different conversations with strangers,
Hello.
right? We're not talking about, somebody that's just trying to waste your time, because if you're trying to pick my brain, I'm sending you an invoice, right? That's just how that go.
This is a
Um,
consult.
Right.
Hello.
Exactly. Now I will do some free consults depending on what's going on. But if you're trying to have a 1-2 hour brain picking conversation, you get an invoice. But you have to be able to connect with people. You have to be, and for me, I don't have a problem talking to people and
Yeah.
talking about my business and what it is that I do and finding out what it is that you do, because I can come talk to you and find out what is it that you do. Okay, well, I don't think I can use your services right now, but I have someone that I want to connect you with,
Right.
that I think the two of you can do make magic happen.
It's
And
all
it
about
opens the doors.
networking. Networking.
Yes.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
I feel like you have that good discernment on who your
Mm-hmm.
target audience is and
Right.
who they are when they are reaching out to you.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely have to be mindful of that. I've definitely run into a few things along the journey as well. So let's get into the podcast a little bit more. How did that come about? Like, and what is your mission? What do you foresee for it by the end of this year?
So, with what's in your cup conversations, it was something that God placed on my heart a few years ago. And I was like, yeah, no, no, right? Now I can get on a stage, give me a microphone. I can talk about whatever you need me to talk about. I can motivate on whatever you need me to motivate on. I can do that because I can read the room, right? Doing a talk show. And I thought, and the reason I keep saying talk show instead of podcast, you will not be able to find what I do on any of the podcast stations, because
Ah,
it's a whole visual
exclusive,
presentation. You have to be able to see the people that are talking to you so you can connect with them.
right?
Um, and when I was put into my season of pause and pivot, right, and I couldn't find anyone that looked like me for what I was going through, God said, "You ready now?"
Mm.
Okay, God. Well, how am I supposed to do this? I mean, you and you didn't have me silenced all this time, and you want me to now say, put out a whole talk show for real? Mm,
Right?
okay. So, and see, I don't know if you can see it there. That's a scar. My scar has looked the same
Oh, wow.
from my 6 month mark, right?
Yes.
That is what started this. And in November, God said, now. Now? He said, now. You're going to do it for your birthday. Huh? So in the end of November, I put together a flyer, a logo, and some more stuff of what's in your cup conversations. I put it out there. We launched the first show January 3rd. My birthday was January 5th.
Okay.
And we are, matter of fact, we're doing our season one finale show May 22nd because we do ours. I do it every other Wednesday.
Okay.
However, we are booked up with guests for the remainder of 2024. So
Hello.
half of season two is already booked.
Mm.
So we are booked all the way to December of 2024. And it's all about what's in your cup conversations. And again, it came about because I couldn't find no one that looked like me going through what I was going through when I was going through it.
Right.
Right. And just doing my research at the time, other people were having these same issues with other areas of their life. And I realized that, especially in the Black and Brown community, talking about therapists and getting mental help was still taboo. And
Mm-hmm.
people are still holding on. Well, my mom and daddy said, what happens in my house, stay in my house. Stop. We're not doing that no more. We are in a
Yep.
whole nother place in space. We are in a whole new time where our babies need to understand that they have or need someone to talk to.
They
Right.
can.
So here in
Yes.
California, and it probably happens in other places, right now, we have this high thing of smash and grabs where these young kids and these teenagers are just running into different stores 10, 15 deep and just snatching everything out. Where are the parents?
Right.
Right. Back then, that wasn't going to happen, but it's happening now because someone is saying, well, we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about what's going on in the house. Well, you should be,
Agreed.
right? That's what we are talking about on What's in Your Cup conversations. I've had a guest who talked about breaking the chains in his life in regards to being the first person in his family earning their PhD.
Hello.
We've had someone come on who was in the foster system, found her forever home, and grew up as a preacher's kid.
Hey.
But now she is a multiple serial entrepreneur and an education system, right? We've
Yeah.
had people that was born with a cup full of nose that have overcame everything because they wasn't supposed to live past 5 years old. So we
Okay.
talk about all of these. I've had someone come on um, who was literally standing on the bridge and was
Mm.
was ready to say, "I'm done," but they had a praying family member, didn't know what was going on, but prayed them off that bridge.
Oh, wow.
Right? That is what we talk about on What's in Your Cup conversations, the hard conversations. And that's why it's a visual, it's more of a TV show and not a podcast, because you
Right.
need to see these people look like the everyday people in your grocery store, the people you see when you're at the gas station. They look like me and you. You need to see that we got tears coming down our face.
Right.
This ain't for show. This is for real. This ain't for play. That's what we're doing on What's in Your Cup conversations. And of course, they can find the link on my page of consuelanicole.com, or they can go to what'sinyourcupconversations.com and watch all the replays. Um, and right here on YouTube, they're all on YouTube. So when they go to it, share it out. And I say that because we are in a society that cancel culture is real,
That's right.
right? And people are hurt, they're hurting, and they don't know how to always ask for help, right? So you may have a friend that's praying for an answer to something, but they're afraid to come talk to you, the fear of being judged.
Right.
So I'm asking everyone, share out these videos, share out the YouTube links, because those may be the answers to their prayers that you have no idea about.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. Tell us, what is your intentions for the rest of this year with all of your endeavors?
Always changing lives, always changing lives. If I only change one life a month, I've done my job. However, I am on a crusade to change as many lives as possible. Um, I'm tired of seeing the rest in peace post, especially of our young generation, because they have taken their life because of whatever reason, because they
Mhm.
couldn't live up to someone else's, you know,
Expectation.
expectations. Um, I plan on taking the Beautifully Flawed experience to a few more states. So I am open to other organizations reaching out, and being on other people's platforms, other people's stages, virtually and in person.
Right.
That is what we are doing, and we're going to grow with no more limits. We're going to grow with what's in your cup conversations, and Consuela Nicole is going to grow. I'm going to continue to be a household name. Like I told you in the beginning, I am going to be your favorite life balance and confidence coach, your author, and your favorite talk show host. Next to you, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yes,
I love building a team of my favorite podcasters and TV show hosts.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Definitely, definitely. Well, there you have it, folks. We have Queen Consuela Nicole.
Yes,
We definitely
yes.
thank you for showing up, showing out in another session of the Boss Chick Corner. Please don't be a stranger. I'd love to have you on for a women's circle one day. I'm gonna have a series of those coming, for definitely for season 5 coming up. So I'll be in
Okay.
touch with those dates. You are always welcome here whenever you got something you want to launch and promote to the people. We are here. This is a safe space for you too.
I appreciate you. And I'm telling you now, be on the lookout, because when we start booking for 2025,
I am
I am
here.
going to reach out to you, because I need to hear, not just me, the world need to truly hear your story. I
I am here.
appreciate you. And thank you very much for having me.
Very, very welcome. Well, guys, until next time, you know what it is. Keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossing.
I love it.
Bye.
Bye.